Manchester United face Copenhagen away from home in the Champions League tomorrow evening. I think it's going to be an amazing game, but Manchester United need to be careful because our Champions League hopes are still at risk. I don't want to drop down to Europa League because if we did, then I would just cry because, I'm not being funny, I cannot be bothered with another Thursday night football season. I'd rather not have Europe at all. I'd rather either stay in the Champions League or drop down out of Europe completely because Thursday night football is just tiring. It is extra effort on the players. And I just think that it doesn't really count for anything. Plus, have you seen the quality in the Europa League this season? Manchester United would not stand a chance. But Varane, Pellistri need to start. That is the title. Because Varane, I don't know what's going on with him and Ten Hag. There's apparently this ongoing rumour that Eric Ten Hag and Varane have had a fallout. But I think with a game like this, with this much magnitude, you've got to scrap that and you've got to play Varane. Maguire and Evans are forming a decent partnership, but we saw how dangerous Copenhagen were on the counter-attack in our last game at Old Trafford, which Manchester United only scraped a 1-0 win, sorry. But Rasmus Højlund as well, this is a massive opportunity for him. He's going back to his original club and this will be a massive opportunity for him. He'll be playing against his brothers. No doubt his family will be in the stadium, so he'll have a lot of sentimental value to a player like Rasmus Højlund. But on Pellistri as well, Pellistri needs to start in my opinion. I believe Pellistri is a diamond in the rough, our best winger when it comes to creating chances. He's direct, he's got great work ethic, and I also think that his pressing, his ability is completely unappreciated at Manchester United, and especially in this Manchester United fan base, because every time Pellistri steps onto that pitch, he never puts a foot wrong in. He always performs above average, and we saw in that Fulham game, he changed the game with just pressing, the high tempo, winning the ball back, tracking back. That's something what Anthony hasn't done all season in Manchester United, and I believe that Pellistri deserves a chance in his Manchester United shirt. Plus, he's right-footed on the right wing, and no doubt he'll be creating a lot of chances for someone like Rasmus Højlund, which is someone who is lacking in the creativity department. But what would my starting 11 be? I'd definitely be going for Onana in net, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Harry Maguire, Varane and Reguilon as the back line. With Amrabat, I am going to go for Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. I do like McTominay's performances recently, but I just think that he's an impact player. I will keep saying this. I just think over the 90 minutes, McTominay does fade after around the 50th minute. So bringing him on with around 20-30 minutes to go, that's when you get the best out of Scott McTominay, and that Brentford game was proven of that. And the front line, I've already established it, but I am going to return Marcus Rashford. I don't know if he's back from his injury yet, but if he is fit and if he is available, I would play Marcus Rashford. If not, it has to be Alejandro Garnacho. Through the middle, obviously Rasmus Højlund, and on the right, we've already talked about it, Pellistri, because I just think that that team is very balanced and we will get the win. We're away from home. It's not going to be easy, but no doubt Manchester United can definitely win this 2-0. I mean, we haven't been scoring a lot of goals recently, but we haven't had a player like Pellistri who will create on the wider areas. And you've got Garnacho or Rashford and obviously Rasmus Højlund, who will want to be making a statement to show how far he's come to the Copenhagen fans. But is Eric Ten Hag's job still under pressure? That is the massive question as well. For me, I don't think so. I think that the media have completely twisted the Eric Ten Hag situation and made him out to be that he's in a lot more trouble and a lot more danger than what he actually is. I personally believe the Glazers or the owners are completely standing by Eric Ten Hag. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's apparently come out and said that he backs Ten Hag, but apparently wants to sack Ten Hag and bring in Robert De Zerbi. I don't think anyone in the media knows what's going on with the Sir Jim Ratcliffe situation. I don't think anyone knows what's going on with the Eric Ten Hag situation. So let's all be patient, stick by the manager, because even though with our lack of form at the moment, we've got a massive injury crisis. We saw how many key players are out injured. You've got Casemiro, Martinez, Luke Shaw, all out injured from last season. And it's not easy whatsoever because Manchester United performed really well last season. Old Trafford was an absolute fortress. We lost once at Old Trafford last season, and that was the opening day of the season. Manchester United have become a shell of the team under Eric Ten Hag than what we were last season. Yes, we had terrible performances when we lost to Man City 6-3, when we lost to Villa 3-0, when we lost to the obvious Liverpool 7-0. It hasn't gone easy. It wasn't a great first season for Erik ten Hag, but it was at the same time because we lost to majority of the big six away from home, but as well at home, that's where we were a complete fortress and we were completely dominant at Old Trafford, and everyone enjoyed going to Old Trafford. But this season, we're all over the place and we need to get that established first 11. We can't have like every game where we need to drop someone or somewhat new player needs to come in, because we need to have an established starting 11. I don't think Erik ten Hag knows what his strongest 11 is, so that's why we're probably seeing him experiment with Pellistri. We're seeing him experiment with Garnacho over Rashford. We're seeing Mason Mount dropped but then coming back into the team. We need to see Erik ten Hag with his strongest 11, and I think without Luke Shaw, without Martinez, without Casemiro, we're not going to see that anytime soon. So Erik ten Hag has got to grind out the results, but I firmly believe that Erik ten Hag's job is completely safe. But how do I think Copenhagen are going to set up? I think they're going to want to give the fans some sort of thrilling type game. Manchester United are coming to their ground. It will be a massive occasion for the Copenhagen fans, because Manchester United, even though we've not been performing best, we haven't been a giant in Europe in recent times, it's still a massive occasion for a team like Manchester United to come and play at their home ground. So no doubt Copenhagen will be up for it. So we've got to be careful. But I do believe that Manchester United will be setting up with the high line, and we've just got to be very careful of that counter-attack. My only worry is players like Amrabat, Dalot, Bruno Fernandes getting booked early, because no doubt they are very passionate players and they do get booked a lot at the moment, and it does affect their game if they get booked very early on. But like I said, I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Manchester United. I think it should be a bit of a smooth sailing type game. Onana's in form, Maguire's in form. If Varane comes back in, then we'll be very solid in defence. Wan-Bissaka's getting better and better with each game that passes. I think we need a lot more balance in the midfield, so we're definitely starting Amrabat as that number 6 would just provide a lot more balance, especially with the back line, which also should allow our fullbacks to go more forward and make us more attacking. And if you remember in pre-season as well, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was almost like 6th player in the 3-1-6 formation, becoming a wide midfielder. So no doubt now Wan-Bissaka's back and can play that role. Erik ten Hag might experiment with that 3-1-6 formation that we saw in pre-season, and Erik ten Hag ball might be shown tomorrow night. But let me know in the comments down below on what your thoughts are on the upcoming game against Copenhagen. Remember to subscribe to Devils TV as well for daily content.